at the bank. Yeah, he threw one literally right down here off the edge of the dock in about 2 foot of water. There he is. All right guys, so we are down here on the Ohio River fishing for catfish. But recently we've had some record flooding. We are in Kentucky, and Kentucky, Ohio, and Indiana got hit really hard. 56 to 57 foot crest. That's the worst it's been since the 97 flood that we've had here in the tri-state. But the goal for today is to find fish and see how the flooding affects the water. So stick around and stay tuned, and we'll discuss some of these flooding topics and see how it affects our river systems. So stay tuned, guys. All right, so what we're looking at is how floods can affect fish populations. Does it hurt or help these fish? And the third question I have is, does it kill the fish? But let's get right into this and discuss. And if you guys have any facts or opinions on this topic, just leave a comment down below. Let's talk about some of these things. All right, so the answer varies from flood to flood. It can help fish populations on larger bodies of water with slower moving current, just like the Mississippi or the Ohio River, Illinois River, and especially those rivers with big open floodplains, aka river bottoms. Like, you'll see a lot of farmers that use river bottoms because the soil is just so good. But what happens is the flood comes up over these big flat low-lying areas, and the juvenile fish can retreat back to the water when it drops drastically when they start opening up these dams on these rivers. Big catfish usually stay out of those areas. It's not really a concern, but our major concern is the bait fish, because that's what the catfish and the stripers eat. And also the yearlings from the year before, bluegill, all the bass. But yeah, they can retreat back to the water, so it's as easy as that on big rivers. But the problem is small rivers. So unlike the big rivers, where the flooding can increase spawning ground size, if it cuts a groove up into these floodplains and creeks, it can make new spawning grounds and increase the plankton number sizes overall, which our smaller fish do eat on. But smaller rivers that have way faster moving current and more structure and stuff and elevated pools, I'll show you an example of an elevated pool where these fish can get stuck and they can't retreat back down to the water. So here's an example of an elevated pool. It's not quite an example, but I'll give you a demonstration. But there's the water, and once it crests and gets up here and it's flat, just imagine there being a big depression in this, that the carp and shad and drum just get stuck in it and they can't get back. So, and a lot of these smaller rivers feed into our bigger rivers, but the only thing we can do is wait and fish, and time will tell on our numbers this year. So if you guys just follow along with the channel and see what we're catching on our smaller feeder rivers and the Ohio River, we'll just go from there. I'm gonna get some rods out here, and we already did probe around for some bait, which is not a problem. We found the bait and some other species of fish, so I'll show you a video of that. But let's get these rods out here in the water and try to catch something. Yeah, I'm gonna throw this net down here, but I'm not gonna let it hit the bottom because there's so much driftwood from this high water we've had. Hopefully there's still some bait in here. Okay, I got some, we got some bait here. So that answers my question on bait. So the bait's still in here. The water has dropped really quick, but that's gonna help us out today. All right, so this further answers my question about fish being in here after the flood. Check that out. We just got a big smallmouth and another decent haul of bait fish. But he is illegal to keep. in a cast net. He is considered a sport fish, so we'll let him go. Check that guy out. That's a really good sign, and I'm happy to see him. Nice little smallmouth bass. Go ahead and get him back in the water. All right, you guys can see how muddy it is down here. Kind of regret not taking the boat out, but we had to get down here and check the water for ourselves. Get a headpiece going out and a body piece of gizzard shad. This is the bait we just caught over there in the creek. Sometimes you got to get back in these creeks to look for the skipjack and the white bass, which we're keeping an eye on the white bass run this year because we missed it last year due to high water levels all spring. So we are seeing all kinds of skipjack bust over here, and we need skipjack for bait because these gizzard shad just aren't getting touched today. But we can catch some of these and freeze them and keep them for an evening bite. We're just going to cast until we can get on them and catch some. So you guys, we came off the main river back into the side creek here, and we got a monster skipjack on. That's primo catfish bait, and that's a really good sign right there.
Oh my god, dude. Don't.
Got him.
Holy shit.
Look at the size of that skipjack.
That's the biggest one I've ever seen.
That is your personal best. We're gonna hold this guy up here and show you. Oh my gosh. Did you bring your scale?
I have a scale.
That's a 3.5 pound skipjack.
Dude, that looks like a largemouth bass.
Let me look at his mouth.
Look, dude.
Looks just like a tarpon. That looks like a baby tarpon.
Oh my god.
That thing is a monster. It's so big. We're getting all kinds of footage of this thing because it's so big. He's a heavy fish. You can see that? Oh no. I dropped him. He'll be all right laying there. So 2 3/4. That was a little off, but that's a big old bait fish. Hopefully we catch another one. There's a little white bass right there. Check him out. They'll be spawning here soon. What do we got here? Another little white bass. Yeah, just another small one. Huh. So I'd like to see some of these bigger ones come up in here. It's one of my favorite fish to catch on the river, those white bass. All right, guys, we are transitioning out of this river and creek. We did get that big skipjack, so we're gonna maybe hit a main channel ledge or something. But let's transition on over here and get these baits in the water. So see you in a few. All right, we just got some rods out, but the cool thing about this spot is we've got rod holders. But the current is crazy. It's pulling me hard left, but it's almost like fishing from a boat. Get another piece of skipjack out here. hopefully get on something. Looks like we're getting a little bit of action out here. Then again, it could be a pile of leaves. There's been a bunch of leaves out here. See if it goes down. At the bank.
Alright.
I'm gonna have to get down here.
I can bring it to the other side.
Yeah, he threw one literally right down here off the edge of the dock in about 2 foot of water. But landing him over here might be a little more difficult than I thought. I know you guys can't see it, but he's down here. It does look like a blue. Yeah, so they're coming up shallow and we've been casting deep. Yeah, he's a blue.
What was that?
Let me grab the light. I can't believe you caught him that shallow. Oh, that is light line. What do you got on there? Like 10-pound test?
15 fluoro.
15 fluoro. Yeah. That's heavy current down there. Let's walk him over here. I'll walk down here. I was regretting coming down here and landing fish. But we gotta get him. There he is. And we got him. There he is. Woo! Look at that guy. I'm happy to see him. Big long blue cat.
Yeah, that's...
Look at that little tiny hook.
Yeah, it's a 5 or 6.
Yeah, it looks like a 5. A nice blue cat out here. Post flood, the current's still strong, and we've been getting a ton of leaves on our line every time we reeled in, but literally caught that guy in 2 foot of water right next to the bank on the bait pole. Super light tackle, but I don't know, I'm happy to have the guy in here. Peace out, buddy. Now, do we get on another one or get the heck out of here because my hands are cold? We'll probably try for another one.